In fact, watching Uncle Jack on screen was as close as I got to real violence. So where did all this come from?
In the name of God, help me! Thank you, sister.
You can stick your sister up your hole.
You know, I'm not a violent person. I suppose that's how you get your anger and things out. You get it out on the page.
He burned me! He friggin' burned me!
Don't worry, son. I'll call him later.
Jimmy, you grew up in a town similar to Bangor, not as good, obviously. Do you think, didn't really experience the Troubles in any major way? Do you think that contributed to the sort of person you are?
No. You're up shit creek, pal.
Don't.
Say your prayers, arsehole. Sure, I'm from Belfast. What would I know about making bombs?
A lot of the roles you do are quite violent. Do you think maybe, because you grew up in the Troubles, that violence that must be inside you somewhere comes out through the acting, possibly?
No.
Do you exist at all without my script?
Murph, missing you already.
And it does surprise me sometimes what does come out. I mean, I've got friends who just refuse point blank to read my books because they can't equate me with the character that's in the books.
But if you delve into the past, there's actually a deep history of bloody violence beneath Bangor's seaside veneer. 2,000 years ago, or 1,000, I'm really not certain, a monastery was founded right here by St Comgall.
At its height, up to 800 monks studied there, and one nun. It was very popular, apparently. That's until the year, fill in blank I've got written here, when marauding Vikings led by Kirk Douglas' son
came ashore, determined to loot and pillage, and generally sock it to the Bangorians for being well off, well educated, and well endowed.
Kirk famously asked the abbot if the monks were going to put up a fight, and the abbot replied, "No, surrender." At which point he was hacked to death.
According to legend, all 800 monks were massacred, although the nun remained extremely popular. One Viking suffered a grazed knee. It was, by any standards, a result. And pretty much nothing else has happened since. Perhaps we weren't worth bothering about, or perhaps terrorists needed a safe haven to come and do their Christmas shopping. People came here to relax and enjoy themselves. There was something for everyone. Parents, children, psychopaths. But we lived here all year round, and it really was idyllic. The summers were longer and hotter thanks to rare geothermal conditions over North Down.
Looking good for Bangor, a hot day there. Sunny all day, sunny all day, sunny all day.
I usually get annoyed by people who say, "Hey, we made our own fun in those days," but we really did. These streets were our home. We played football here. Tommy James, the great entertainer and pianist on Romper Room, lived here.
And how old are you, Declan?
6 years.
We presumed he was a millionaire because he appeared on TV every week.
Halloween is coming and the geese is getting fat. Please
When we called at his door at Halloween, we were stunned when instead of giving us cold hard cash, he gave us nuts. Nuts! He could stick his nuts up his hole.
Well, thanks very much. I'll play that for you on the piano.
That was Tommy James's house behind me. I swear to God, I can still hear the bloody piano. The Andersons lived here, the Askews, the Davenport. We were all part of this street. All the kids played together. We had our own gang, the Wellington Boot Boys. We had our own band, the Cardboard Memorial. But when summer came to an end, we all had to go to school. And our school was Ballyholme Primary. This is what's left of it. It was condemned last year following a major verruca outbreak. Eddie Izzard went here, and I was pushed through these doors in 1967, weeping and wailing. The school was entirely untouched by the Troubles until October 1971, when paramilitary controversy erupted inside these walls. On one pristine length of paintwork there appeared, in very, very small letters, the legend UVF. And madness ensued after that. Pupils were questioned, felt pens were investigated, DNA samples hadn't been invented, but fingerprints were almost taken. It was like the usual suspects, but with dwarfs. To this day, no one knows who really did it. After that, I can't fail to mention, of course, Bangor Grammar School, and which was quite a difficult time for me because I was just, entering puberty, and, I seemed to be the only boy in the class that Lindsay Brown didn't find attractive. Actually, it's been pointed out to me that there are virtually no sex scenes in my novels, that any sort of sexual action seems to revolve around masturbation. But they do say write about what you know.
Sneaking in the back door with dirty magazines. So your mother wants to know what all the stains on the jeans. And you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict. You're getting a heat, you're getting assault, but you still keep a beat in your meat to pulp, and you're an
shows considerable imagination, but lacks structure.
However, I was good at something. I was good at English. And even in those fledgling years, my talent didn't go unnoticed. Have you read any of my books?
Not all of them.
Is that not all of them as in none of them?
Some.
Is
that a good number of them?
It sounded to me like probably none, but I'll accept some. I won't ask any questions about them because then the truth would be revealed. But you must be proud of me. The whole school, possibly the whole town, must be proud of me. Are you going to put up some sort of a statue, perhaps? I'm published in Turkey.
No, I don't think there's anything more we can do.
But could you not name like a wing after me, or some sort of sporting award? Or a literary cup? The Colin Bateman Cup for fine writing?
There are about 3 dozen of those already. I don't think yours would make any difference whatsoever.
Have any of them achieved what I've achieved on the world stage? I wanted to write novels, but unless you're a genius or completely barking, you can't just write a novel when you're 15 years old. But there was a way for me to write. Our local newspaper. My parents dragged me down for what turned out to be a job interview. The editor asked me to write 300 words on why I wanted to be a journalist. And in a sure sign of things to come, I made up every single one of them. It seemed to do the trick. A town is defined by its local paper, and the Spectator defines Bangor. It has appeared every week without fail since 1904, through 2 world wars, through loyalist strikes and terrorist bombs. It's a paper of record, of crime and punishment. Well, most of the time. Even though I was desperately trying to be a punk rocker with attitude, I was extremely shy. I had a morbid fear of using the telephone. If I'd been in charge, I wouldn't have hired me. But Annie did.